Wednesday! Are you guys ready for the best show ever? Welcome to Date Night with Connie and Chrissy. I'm your host, Connie Henriquez, and my crazy co-host, Chrissy Bogue.
Crazy Chrissy Bogue.
What up, dude? Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday.
How fabulous is the weather outside?
Oh, it's great.
Cheers.
Why is it hot in here?
What do you mean?
I feel no air. James, where's our stage manager? Where's the air, James? I just want to give a shout out, though, to James and Joseph. We come here, we rush here from work.
I know.
Well, I rush here from work. And it was all set up thanks to James and Joseph. They're in our studio audience.
Thank God for our live studio
I know. No, thank you guys. We love you so much.
We do
thank
love you. What would we do without them?
I know. I don't know.
Even when we go to different events, what would we do?
I don't know. James is our videographer now.
That's right.
He does a great job.
He sets up our step and repeat. He does everything amazing. Yeah.
Jeff just does everything.
Yep.
And he's great.
Yep.
I don't know what we would do without them.
We have the best of both worlds.
We would be nothing without them. Connie's getting mad at me right now that I'm saying that. Go ahead.
No, I love it. They're very helpful. I agree.
They deserve shirts.
They do.
Oh, really?
When are they getting them? We should have presented it to them tonight.
Maybe we'll do it at our one-year party, which is going to happen on June 29th at Carlisle on the Green.
Where's our flyer?
We don't have the flyer yet.
God darn it.
James didn't do it yet.
James, you're making a flyer? Where is it?
For next week.
Ah, God. We only have 2 weeks.
I know, but it's going to be...
Tomorrow?
We got to get the invites out.
Super exciting.
Great, guys. We're going to have no one there because James is getting out too late.
It's going to be June 29th at Carlisle on the Green, and we're going to celebrate their party in the park, which we used to go to last year.
I know. I love it there. We love Steve Carl. He's amazing. He's going to wear an awesome shirt, like he always does. What is it, the Robert Graham? They're like $1 million shirts.
But his is numbered.
Oh, that's right. I forgot.
Special edition.
That's right. And we're going to have all our past guests on.
Yep, that's right. So all our.
But how are we going to have our Skyped guests? Like tonight, Cassie. How's she going to be on? We're going to have a lineup of all laptops. Like, hey guys, here's this drink, Cassie. Cheers. I wish you could be drinking this right now. She'll have her champagne in Denver, and I'll have my Tito's.
That's right.
So that's what we're going to have to do. That would be funny though if we did do that.
That would be great.
I know. James, make sure you make that happen.
A bunch of laptops, a bunch of cords, whatever.
Can you make that happen?
Yep.
James says yes. We got to bring them on.
Or we could have the screen like the Brady Bunch and have everyone's face. Like,
oh my God! And me and you in the middle, like looking up, looking down. Like, oh, where's Bob Doyle? What about those limited beliefs? I never found out about it.
Maybe we're gonna find out tonight with Cassie.
I hope she does. I think she's the one. I think she's the one that's gonna finally.
I feel like she will.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, Bob. I still love you though. So what did you and Joseph do? You guys always do something.
First, I wanted to hear how was the Dave Matthews cover band?
Oh my God. Well, it wasn't the Dave Matthews Band yet. They're playing Tuesday, but it was. I went to go see a Dave Matthews cover band. Vicky, do you have the pictures? Who are the next best thing?
Oh, yeah.
They're amazing. Mm-hmm. So that's them jamming out.
Nice.
And then there's a picture, I think, of me and Raffaella with the bands behind us. So I got my fix before the concert, which is on Tuesday.
How do they sound?
Amazing.
Really?
Amazing. Yep. Yep.
Where were they?
I was zoned out. Nutty Irishman in Farmington.
Oh, nice. Okay.
I love them. They're from Rochester.
Oh, they come to travel.
Yes, of course. They have a huge following.
Wow.
I know you're not a Dave Matthews fan, but
I feel like I should be for the fact that you are and everyone else.
Dave Matthews has a huge following.
I know.
It's good music.
So you're going to see them on Tuesday?
Yes, at Jones Beach. I can't wait.
How exciting.
I can't wait.
It's going to be amazing.
If I had front row and backstage passes, it would be.
But I thought you do. You have VIP.
I don't know. I'm just still in the works of it.
You're going to have VIP, I know. I feel it. I feel it.
I'm going to be hanging out with Dave after.
I feel it. And then, so what happened? Your nephew graduated.
Well, both my nephews actually was their moving up ceremony.
Twins. Okay,
well, one was today. Which one was today? I think it was Mason, and Ethan was the other day. But my adorable nephews had their moving up ceremony. There they are. Ethan is in the white and Mason's in the blue. I love you so much. Aunt Kiki's so proud of you. They're moving up to 3rd grade.
Now, wait. Why would they have separate ceremonies if they're the same age? No?
I don't know. Okay. You're asking the wrong crap. I'm not a teacher. I don't know that crap. Ask my sister.
Congratulations, Ethan and Mason.
Aunt Kiki loves you. I'm so proud of you.
And they're going into what? Third grade?
Mason wants to be a paleontologist.
What the hell is that?
I don't know. They research dinosaurs and crap.
Oh, man. Is that even a job? Is that a career?
Stop.
Do you make money at that?
And then Ethan
We're going to ask Cassie
yes,
about that.
you do. They're smart people.
Why
Mason
do you have to
is
research
very
dinosaurs?
smart.
I'm sure he is.
Because he is obsessed. We have to have him on the show.
We should.
He knows anything and everything about dinosaurs and sharks.
Is that true?
Yep.
Oh, nice.
Yep. And he'll tell us we're stupid and we don't know what we're talking about. And make us feel small.
Jurassic Park.
No, he does everything. I swear. And then Ethan's an artist. He's going to be an art teacher.
Aw, how sweet.
I know. They're adorable.
Maybe he'll be the next Picasso.
I almost got left back in third grade.
You did?
They're going to third grade. I almost got left back.
What? No, you didn't.
My teacher told me that I was hard-headed.
Is that true?
Yep.
That's interesting. Did you go to school with a mic?
I love that you're like, that's interesting.
Did you go to school with a mic in your hand?
No, but you know what? She told me that if I didn't do better, I wouldn't be able to be in the play, the school play, and that sabotaged.
That motivated you?
Yeah. Because I'm like, I got to be in the play. What do you mean? That's all I care about. I don't care about this other crap.
The only reason why I'm here is for the play.
That's right. But she told me I was hard-headed.
That motivated you.
Yep. It scarred me for life, though.
Listen, and as a result, you're on date
Connie doesn't even care. I should have her on the show. And be like, well, you made me go to therapy for 10 years after you told me that. Let's talk about it.
That you were hard-headed. That's such a weird thing to say to a kid.
Well, we'll ask Cassie. What does that
She
mean?
should be fired, that teacher. Who says that?
No.
I think that's the weirdest thing
I think
ever.
it's funny, actually.
I think it's weird.
It means I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, I know.
I had ADD.
But some people say the weirdest thing, especially to a kid, because they're so
you're
young.
right.
They don't know any better.
Right, it stays with you.
I mean, listen, you're only 34 and you're still talking about it.
34?
Oh my God.
All right, don't give out my relationship. I wish. All right, so what'd you and Joseph do?
What do we do? Oh, well, first of all,
Yeah, you remember.
No, I know. I do remember now. Vicky, you can pull up the picture. Yes, we went to celebrate Jeff's Brooklyn Law School 25th year reunion.
Joseph, congrats.
At Cipriani in the city.
Ooh, I love Cipriani. Nice.
We had a great time. And then we also had my cousin's daughters. Is that my second cousin?
I don't know. I don't even know your first cousin. I don't know any of your cousins.
Stephanie, and she had a graduation party. She graduated
How old?
12th grade.
Wow.
Yeah, and that's us there.
Oh, that's nice.
Having a great time. Yeah. No, we
Congrats, Joseph.
Yes, we had a great time, and it was actually a very busy weekend, and I can't even keep track of
You guys are always busy every weekend. You guys are always everywhere.
Yeah. It was a fun weekend.
You guys are always in the Hamptons, Atlantic City.
That's right.
It's like, where's Waldo? I'm like looking
Where's
around.
Waldo?
On the map. It's like, where are they this weekend?
I know. What did the same thing? Like, oh, Bogues and Fire Island. Oh, Bogues at Raffaello.
Oh, Bogues at Hauser's, getting drunk on Zippies again.
Bogues drinking Zippies.
You already know where you're going to find me.
I know. You're right.
I'll just always be in Hauser's. Just look for me there.
You're right. You're absolutely right.
If you're looking, if you're worried that I'm dead somewhere, just check Hauser's, because I'm pretty sure I'm laying somewhere on the sand with a Zippy cooler in my hand like this, like passed out. That's me at Hauser's.
Like, where's
my favorite place on earth.
I love that.
Yep. Shout out to Hauser's.
So yeah, so we both had a very amazing weekend.
We did.
And you ready for my Start Living Life tip of the day?
Oh yeah, forget about it.
I know.
I always
forget about it. The tip of the day is make the best of everything. It's a very simple tip. I think we all follow it.
I like it.
You know, don't get hung up on nonsense. Don't make a big deal about stupid things going
Which
wrong.
most people do.
I know. Just make the best of everything. Life is really fabulous.
Is it though?
Yes, it is. And we're going to learn how fabulous it is from Casey Parks, which
I know. I can't wait. Cassie, don't jack up her name. Jack.
Did I say the wrong
You said
name?
Casey, but it's
no,
all right.
I said Cassie.
No, you said Casey, like Casey Kasem.
All right. Oh, you know he passed away. You
no,
know
he
that.
didn't, did he?
A long time ago.
Did Casey Kasem
I feel like he
pass
was
away?
sick. He had like Alzheimer's or something.
Jeff just goes, Dad. Thanks.
His family was
to the
fighting
studio.
over his estate.
All right, Who has the estate?
I don't know.
I don't have the estate.
I know.
That's all that matters.
So what does it matter?
All right, ask Cassie how we can get money to get an estate.
There you go. What's your best
All right, so I love this one. I know I say it every week, but this one is by far my favorite one in the world. How many times have you gone to a bachelorette party, and you're drizzunk, and the next day you wake up and you're like, now we got to clean all this mess up?
Uh-huh.
Well, guys,
what?
There's a cure for that. It's called, what are they called? Morning after maids. I'm sorry. Morning after maids.
Wow.
Yep. And what they do is they come in your house They clean up for you while you're drunk and hungover.
And they work around your body, sitting there. Okay.
Right, you pay
your drunken body.
Like say it goes by however many people you pay. Whatever, $20 each. If it's 10 people, it goes up. The more people. And then what they do for you is they cook a breakfast for you.
So you wake up. You wake up to breakfast. What?
Yes. They bring their dogs. So you would bring pumpkin. So me and you should do a franchise.
Totally.
Yeah. And if you don't want their cooked food, they'll do a fast food run for you.
Like a Mickey D's?
These two girls. Did we already show their picture? Now, it's only in New Zealand right now. It's not in the U.S., but they're talking about franchising it here.
I love it.
Me and you should do it.
We should totally do it.
We should buy into it. But do you really want to clean people's...
No, I don't want to do anything. Can we hire other people to clean?
I just want to sit there and talking to the guys. Be like, so how was the bachelor party? What happened, guys?
Pumpkin, get over here.
Here's your McDonald's burger. You guys clean up later.
We'll hire people to clean for us. It'll be like a franchise, and then we have our own employees.
All right, that's good. I like that. That's right. I'm not cleaning Chris out. I'll eat the burgers with them, though. I'll talk about the night before.
Exactly.
But how great of an idea is that?
I love it.
These
you'd have your mic. You'd interview them on the night before.
Exactly.
What happened the night before?
That's what I would do. I'd like, so did you cheat on your future wife with the stripper? Tell me. I won't broadcast
this. Is confidential. Only a date night.
You could go to morningaftermaids.co.nz. So right now it's only in New Zealand, sorry. But it is going to be in the U.S.
It's going to be a very soon.
Isn't that a great idea?
Totally.
Morning After Maids. Why did not we think of that?
I know, exactly.
I don't get it.
We could totally use it. Oh, look who it is. We have some fans.
Who is it? We have fans?
Nancy.
Hi.
Nancy's in the house from Gagoots Show.
Shout out to Gagoots. All right, so we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with Cassie Park. She's going to teach us how to manifest money.
And love.
Which is what everyone wants.
That's right.
We'll be right back.
Being a fireman is more than just putting out blazes and giving kittens CPR. Sometimes my duty demands I fan the flames, like when a call comes in from a lady who needs immediate assistance. Maybe she needs help with that computer thing. Maybe she wants to go antique. Could be as simple as understanding that walking in heels it's hard. Aussi simple que l'été dernier à Paris. C'est sympa. Maybe it's ladies' night in, and she wants a simple, delicious recipe for margaritas with a twist. First, a can of limeade. Now hold on to this. You'll be using it. Side note, kittens make everything better. Next, add water. Now, a bottle of light beer. No, shh. Trust me, I'm a professional. And last, and most important, Sauza Blue Tequila. Now, mix it up. Ole. Yes, that's what I'm trained for. Whether it's to help her choose leggings or pants, telling her leggings are pants, or discussing leggings and jeggings versus pant pegging at her next ladies' night in, I'll come to the rescue. Don't call me a hero. Just call me. Let me know what time.
smell so good, I won't have to bathe the next 2 weeks. Anything. So, here, laugh a little harder. All right?
I will take him. I would be proud to show you off, you little old weirdo man.
Get a new sweater. The worst dressed man here tonight. Right? Look, get that laugh, and get it in there tonight because nobody else is gonna laugh like her. She's under drugs, all right? You smell so good, I won't have to bathe the next 2 weeks. Anything. So, here, laugh a little harder. All right?
I will take him. I would be proud to show you off, you little old weirdo man.
Get a new sweater. The worst dressed man here tonight. Right? Look, get that laugh, and get it in there tonight because nobody else is gonna laugh like her. She's under drugs, all right?
And we're back. Yeah.
All right, we're back with Cassie Park. She's a lifestyle design strategist, best-selling author. Vicki, do we have the cover of her book?
It says the picture that says guest.
Yes. And she's an expert at manifesting, which she is here tonight to help us do. The name of the book, again, Cassie, is Champagne Life, right?
Designing.
The Champagne Life series, yeah.
Oh, it's the Champagne Life series. Okay.
Cheers.
And by the way, your website is liveyourchampagnelife.com. So I take it you love champagne?
I do love champagne.
She's got one right now.
We love it.
I love it. Mine would be liveyourtitolife.com.
That's right. Or Tea Fatty, whatever.
Liveyourglutenfreevodka.com. Thank you for being here with us. You're in Denver.
I am in Denver. Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to hang out with you girls tonight.
I know. I'm so excited to have you on. We've been trying to have you on for like
ages
now.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about how to manifest money, which is what everybody wants, right?
Right.
Or love.
Love or money.
Love or money, the two best things in the world.
Let's dive right in. What do you think is the biggest mistake people make when it comes to trying to manifest money or love? What do you see people making mistakes doing when they're trying to do that?
I think they don't get clear about what they want. So as money, oftentimes people will say, oh, I want $1 million. Well, they don't get clear about, like, what they don't really want just $1 million. They want what that $1 million is going to buy.
Right.
But they don't get clear and ask instead for what they really want.
That is a good
I think that happens a lot of times in love, too, is people, just ask for something, ask for someone, but they don't get really clear about what they want and, more importantly, the experience they want to have.
I love it. So Cass, sorry, did you want to say
I'm sorry. No, I was just going to elaborate just a little bit on that. So it's not just about making a list of the qualities you're looking for in somebody, or it's more getting into the feeling place of what you want.
Yeah, the feeling place, getting like really clear picture of like, what is that going to look like? Like, what does it look like when you wake up? Like, what kind of days are you going to have? Where are you going to go? What are you going to do? Like the whole life versus just like a list of things. I want him to be good looking. I want him to make good money. I want this. I want that. Like create the full picture of that life versus just sort of this stagnant list of things.
I love that.
We love it,
because
Cassie.
most people are not clear.
No, they're not. So, Cassie, what are the specific steps for people to take to start manifesting, let's say, the $1 million? What are some of the things they need to do?
So the first thing is get really clear. Like I always ask people, like, spend that money, get clear. What is that money going for? Because the cool thing about the universe is that you might get exactly what you want and not have to manifest the money. That's kind of the middleman. So often in my course, I see people when we make the list of what they want, they get all those things, but they don't necessarily get $1,000 to buy it or $10,000 to buy it. They get that new couch that they wanted, somebody's like, oh, it's just a brand new couch, here you go, or however the story happens. So I say get really clear about what you want and then tap into how you're going to feel when you have that.
So getting clear and then getting into the feeling part. Now, what can people do to get into the feeling part? Because I think a lot of people struggle with that. They think they're visualizing, they have their vision board or their vision books, and they're still not manifesting the things that they want.
Yeah. So the feeling is key. And I always tell people, it's important what you do the other 23 hours a day versus just that hour that you're working on manifesting.
Right.
That's awesome. I love that. Yes. What do they do the other 23 hours of the day?
Yeah. And so when you're getting in the feeling, I like to suggest that people tap into 1 to 3 ways that you're going to feel. Because if you come up with 20, that's a lot of feelings. But if you come up with 1 to 3 and you come up with 10 ways you can activate those feelings every day.
Okay.
So if the feeling is happy, like how do you activate that? Do you activate that by going for a walk or watching your favorite show, calling a girlfriend, having a glass of champagne? How do you activate that? And when you have that list that you can refer to, you can easily tap into that feeling whenever in, those other 23 hours a day.
That's a good point, because most people don't know how to do that. They don't know what to do.
Right. So would you say there's key emotions that they should feel to activate that type of things, like stuff, like money or whatever? Like happy being one of them. What are some other ones?
Happy.
Freedom.
Free is mine. Like everything I do revolves around free.
Peace.
Peace.
Excited.
Yeah. Yeah. Calm. Safe. Check and make sure it's a real emotion. I find a lot of time, people are like, oh, I'd feel accomplished. And while you can feel accomplished, but that's a hard one to sort of identify. How do I tap into that every day?
Okay.
So just even go a little bit further. Like if you felt accomplished, what would you feel? Would it be happy? Would it be excited? Joyful?
So first figure out what the emotion is that you want to feel, associated with what you're wanting to attract. And then find exercises or activities that will bring upon those emotions.
Yeah, so that you can start being in that emotion more and more in your life. And so that you can start tapping into that, because that's that's the part people miss. It's like, oh, I'm going to feel happy, but then they walk around most of the day feeling angry or upset or frustrated, and not tapping into that happy feeling.
Right, and that's what a lot of people do struggle with. So say somebody is going through a time where they're in a place where they're not happy. How do they make themselves feel happy if they're not in a place where they're happy yet?
I always like to have the list available, because it's like, okay, what's the easiest thing I can do to activate some of that happiness vibe right now in this moment?
Okay.
And sometimes that's just walking outside in nature. Sometimes it's petting your dog, calling your girlfriend, drawing or writing. But I like to have that list available so that you have a choice, and then that time you can make a choice. All right, once you become aware, I'm unhappy right now. All right, let me do something that activates my happiness. And then it becomes more of a choice. Once you get in the habit of activating happiness and you learn what that feels like, it becomes sort of an on-off switch where you can choose, I'm unhappy right now I'm going to be happy. But I think a lot of times people need to practice that. They need to rewire their brain for happiness to be easier.
I agree with that 100%.
So Cassie, let's say if we have viewers that are, let's say, single and they're looking for love, right? Everyone's looking for love, of course. So they're in a moment when they're home and they feel lonely. So they're going to activate that emotion. So let's say it means, I want to get happy, I want to be excited. So what are some things you would suggest for that person who's at home and, finds himself lonely? What would you suggest?
This is a good one. So I would go, maybe you call it like a pre-step before this. So I wouldn't come up with something as an antidote to lonely. I would, if they want a relationship, I would get clear about what does that relationship look and feel like? What am I going to be doing? And then I would activate those feelings versus just sort of the opposite of lonely. I would be tapping into how do I move in that direction.
Okay.
I love that. And I've read some of your articles. You talk about a deliberate creation tool called scripting, which I love. And not a lot of people know about this. So if you can talk about that a little bit as a way to create your desired reality, what is that exactly and how can we do that?
My favorite tool, actually it's like my only go-to tool anymore.
Oh, we love it. Let's hear about it. Come on.
It's verbally or written. Writing or speaking something as if it's already happened and you're in the middle of that moment. I even go so that you're past that moment. So my favorite way to do it, and the way that I teach people to do it, is as if you were journaling. Imagine you're in the middle of your perfect life. If it's that relationship, go into the middle of the relationship. Oftentimes people will go, oh, I met the guy. That's what they'll want to script, is like meeting the perfect guy. Like if you want to get married, go like 2 years into the marriage.
Okay.
And script that day as if you're writing a journal entry from that night, looking back on that day, starting with, how you woke up, how did it feel, have a formula. So you always do it in past tense, first person.
Oh.
And the reason for that, our brain, so if you sit there and you're like, if you were to write, like, I'm on a beach, the waves are beautiful, your brain is like, no, you're not. You're in the studio.
Right.
Right?
You're laying in your dark bedroom right now.
Yeah.
With the paint dripping off of it.
But when you write in the past, our brain doesn't really have that filter. It's like, oh, okay, yeah, this happened today. So you're when like, I woke up and, the waves, I heard the waves crashing and all this, that's sort of gone. And so it can actually get into your brain and start taking hold. So past tense, first person. And then my formula is you do a detail. So something like, I woke up. You activate a sense, seeing, hearing, touch, taste, smell.
Okay.
And then a feeling, and then a gratitude. Because we know gratitude is the most powerful thing. And so it's just a way to like be in the middle of that experience and be grateful for it. Because a lot of times the exercise will be, oh, just be grateful for the guy that's not here yet, right?
Right.
Oh, let me throw up and
But
punch
if
you
you
in
can
the
put
face.
yourself in that experience and then be grateful for it,
Yeah.
I find it's more powerful.
That's true, because a lot of people have trouble being able to find something to be grateful for when they don't have what they want yet. So
Yeah.
that a lot of people struggle with that.
They do. And so I find if we can like tap into this perfect life, this perfect day, the gratitude comes a lot easier.
Right, and I think another good point is that a lot of times it's hard to be grateful for someone who's not there yet, because it's hard when you're
Right.
not there. But I think it's also about being grateful for other things that you have in your life, that, let's say a dog, or let's say a house, or a job, or just basic things, because if you don't have the person that you want in your life, it's a little hard, which I'm sure we can both
Right.
agree, right? I agree.
Yeah.
So do you suggest, like, say if it's a house that you're wanting or a car that you're wanting, you suggest like you go and drive through the area that you want to live, or go drive the car that you want to have one day, or just getting into the feeling place of it by actually going and being there?
Yes, totally. I love I'll always say like go park your car and walk around that neighborhood as if you're taking a walk, at night, or go to that grocery store. I love that one.
Okay, I like that.
Even if it's out of the way, go to that grocery store. Like drive the car so that you get the feeling of what that experience is.
Okay.
But you're also putting that information, is making it a part of your reality instead of something out there. It's tangible. You've touched it. You kind of know what it feels like to walk around that neighborhood.
Right.
So it's not as far off.
So if it's a guy that you want, I should go to Eric Decker's house.
Hi, Jessie G!
Trick or treat! Oh, I thought it was Halloween, sorry.
I feel like his model wife might not like that.
I love her. I'm a huge fan of Jessie James, too, by the way. She's a doll, too. I met her. She's a sweetheart. Yep, I interviewed her. She's a sweetheart and as beautiful in person as you see on TV.
Oh, that's awesome.
I know. Well, whatever.
We both have Eric. I mean, yeah.
Maybe my next life.
You both love Eric Decker. I love it.
All right, so we get clear about what we want, whether it be the money or the love. We get in the feeling place. What's the next step to manifesting the money or the love?
Really stepping into the person who has that, being that person who
Okay.
has that. So it's one thing to go touch it, go visit, the neighborhood, but really starting to think like that person. All right, like how would I be feeling about this? I talked about earlier, like, there's the 1 hour people do of manifesting and there's the 23 hours in the day. So during that 23 hours, like if you're somebody who has money, you're probably not going to be complaining about not having money.
Right.
You're going to be, if you have money, you're going to be grateful for what you have. So you start practicing those and thinking and behaving like that person who has what you want, the future yourself.
Okay.
What's what I call it.
I love it. So
We
we
love
should
it.
go shop at Louis Vuitton after this.
It's out there all the time.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So
I'm
Cassie,
excited.
what are ways, so obviously everything starts with vibration, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what are some ways that people can raise their vibration to be in the feeling place of actually receiving what they want?
That's my favorite question.
Of that. So I love scripting because it puts you in that place of having that, being that, and doing that. So I love scripting, and then it also we talked about gratitude, taps into that.
Yes.
So, Cassie,
and going out.
Just in terms of the scripting, can you give some examples of what, if someone's looking for more additional income, what are some things that they could come up with? Because sometimes I feel like people aren't as imaginative as they could be. So do you have specific examples that maybe you can like kind of just throw out there so they can say, oh, wow, that I never thought about that?
Yeah, so if it's like income, I would figure out. So like, let's say it's, I don't know, $2,000, $5,000 a month. Get really clear, like budget that out. Like, okay, this is what I'd be, okay, so I'd be, living in a house that was, had a $4,000 house payment instead of a $2,000 house payment. And then go like actually look and get clear about what house is that's $4,000 versus $2,000 a month, and then start scripting that life. I think that's a really great way to tap into that.
Okay.
Especially if we're talking about income, is just getting clear about what that's going to look like, and then you can start going out and experiencing that and tapping into that person.
I love that because most people don't know how to do that. Now you speak about vibration, but what I love is you talk about the limited beliefs thing, which I'm always trying to figure it out. But what I love, an article I read that you wrote about limited beliefs, like everyone's always so hung up on, let me figure out what my limited belief is and try to squash that. Whereas you say that's the wrong way to go about it because you're actually focusing on what you don't want. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, this is like my favorite topics.
Yes.
So limiting beliefs, like the law of attraction says like attracts like. You will get what you're looking for, right? You get what you're focused on. And so when you're trying to find limiting beliefs, you're going to find more limiting beliefs. And if you think that something's wrong and there's a reason why you're not manifesting, so you go, I always call it like dumpster diving for limiting beliefs, you're going to find something that's wrong and something that needs to be shifted. And I think limiting beliefs like in the beginning stages, there's some things that need to be healed, and it feels really good to let those go.
Right.
But there comes a point where you have to just start stepping into that person you want. Stop looking for what needs to be fixed and start just focusing and stepping into the person who has what you want. And if there is a limiting belief, it will come out and it will almost just like burst itself. You'll trust me, if there's one there, like you'll find it by stepping into that. You don't have to go looking for it. It'll come to the surface. You'll be like, oh, that's been going on for a while. I'm going to let that go today. And you'll keep moving forward.
So if somebody's worried that something isn't manifesting in their life, so they think there must be a block or a limited belief.
Yeah.
You're saying to just don't go look for that. Just make the decision like, no, this is what I want to happen, or I want to make this much money, or I want to find this type of person, and just change your mindset to what you want and just focus on that.
Yeah, just decide that's going to happen and start stepping into it.
Okay, I love
Whether
that.
it be scripting or going and hanging out in that neighborhood, and whenever and then use that energy that you were using to look for limiting beliefs, to look for reasons that it's happening. Look for evidence that what you want is getting closer.
Okay. So if somebody calls the cops on me when I'm wandering around West Hampton Beach on Dune Road, they're like, there's a strange girl that's been walking around our neighborhood every day.
She's in pink. She's in pink dress.
And she's drinking Tito's out of the jug. We don't know what's going on here.
It's just a date night, Mike.
I was like, my coach told me.
So Cassie, so you talk about up-leveling our thoughts. How do we do that?
I like this one.
I think that comes with getting, I say clarity like a lot, and I mean it. When you get really clear about who that person is that's living that life that you want, I think often people, when they start to manifest, they stand where they are and they look forward and they go, oh, it's going to be like that. This is what I think it's going to be like. And then, but if you can look backwards and say, or put yourself in that place where you actually have what you want, and be like, okay, what would she be thinking? How would she be thinking this? I have 4 questions that I give my workshop participants. And
Can we hear them? We love questions.
Yes.
Can we hear them?
Cool.
Come on, Cass.
I love these. Does she own this? So, and that goes both with like physical things as well as like, does she own that this is a problem with her? Does she own that this is, hers to take on? Does she think this? So I always check in. Like, if I'm thinking a thought that doesn't feel super good and I want to up-level that, like, does my future self think this? And if the answer is no, I pick a new thought.
Wow.
So same thing with, does she believe this? And so if that person who has, my future self, if she's not believing that, I let that go. This, own this, believe this, do this. Does she do this? So if I'm finding myself, I don't know, engaged in something that maybe doesn't feel good, like, does my future self do this? And if the answer is no, I just stop and move on.
Most people are not that self-aware to do that, but
It takes practice, and it takes connecting. The more you connect with your future self and that version of yourself who's living that life that you want, the easier it becomes to be like, this, you notice, like, oh, this feels off. It kind of sounds like, nails on a chalkboard.
Right.
Something's wrong here. And then you can get that awareness to check it out.
What if you're somebody who feels like you've tried everything, all the law of attraction techniques out there, and you're still not manifesting what you want? What do you think they're doing wrong?
This is usually...
Because this is what everybody, I think, probably feels at one time in their life.
It's true. And this is where, that's the most typical story when my clients find me. They're like, I've tried it all. I've read all these books. I've done all this stuff.
Yeah.
They usually have like a huge list of things that they're doing every day to try and manifest. And usually when I work with a client, like, we take it down to just focusing on what does that life you want look like and how can we step into it, which often takes a lot of things off of their list.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I hear it, that's what people say, like, when they, read my latest book, Manifest 10,000, it's like, this was the missing piece. This is the secret that I've been looking for. And really it's just breaking down, I think, the process of that. Yeah. And it's that clarity piece. Like, if you start out unclear, you're just, like, sort of off track already.
Right. Or people are trying to do too many different techniques and things, and, they don't really have a clear formula to follow.
Yeah, I think anything works. I was on speaking on a cruise with Pam Grout a little while ago, and I gave my talk, and she goes, I think anything works if you just do one thing. I'm like, I agree. If you pick, what people do is they pick this person's technique and a little bit of this person's technique and this, and they're not following any system, and so they're doing things out of order. And there's a lot of things, our brain plays a part in this, and it could come up with resistance. There's ways to break that down. But when you're just doing this sort of laundry list of things, trying so hard to manifest, you're not being the person who is manifesting.
I love that.
Cassie, we want to hear more, but we're going to go to a quick commercial break.
Oh, man.
I know.
I was just going to ask my other question.
Hold on tight. We're going to be back in 2 minutes.
Hold on. Raise your champagne, Cassie. I love it. I love that she's like,
Ultimate. Big bad and pole pace, colorful roll with Excalibur. Yo, this is Marlon Greenwood, aka Ultimate, and I want you to watch Date Night every Friday night at 7:30 with Connie and Chrissy. Blah blah, Ultimate.
I love it.
Galaxy Luxury Coach is a full-service limousine and party bus company. Family-owned and operated, we are an industry leader with over 25 years of experience in providing best-in-class luxury transportation for your special event. Whether it's your precious wedding day, an all-day wine tour out east, your high school prom, that special birthday, or just an amazing night on the town, our professional chauffeurs stand ready to ensure your special event is truly special. Galaxy Luxury Coach has one of the largest and modern party bus fleets in the New York area. Our party buses are simply nightclubs on wheels. Concert sound systems, light shows, lasers and strobes, multicolor LED lighting brilliantly lights your party bus inside and out. For corporate and more laid-back events, we will cater to your specific needs and requests. What sets Galaxy aside from all others in the luxury transportation industry is our attention to detail in customizing our services to your special event. At Galaxy, it's all about you and your guests. Galaxy customers return time and time again because they know they can trust Galaxy to help deliver those lifetime memorable moments. Step aboard and let your Galaxy experience begin.
Welcome to Formula Auto Wash, where every day is a great day for a car wash. Open 7 days a week from 8 a.m. till 5:30 p.m. Sundays 8 a.m. till 4 p.m. Detailing packages for every budget, starting out at $29.99. 100% hand wash and detail centre. Hog's hair and microfiber brushes and mitts. Proudly using Ecolab Blue Coral soaps and waxes. Formula Auto Wash has served the community for over 30 years. Senior discounts all day, every day. Ladies' Day Wednesday, $3 off any wash. Early bird discount Monday through Thursday till 9:30 a.m. Check out our website, formulaautowash.com.
With the most inventory in stock, including vinyl, chain link, and aluminum. Offers a custom powder-coated system that prevents rust throughout the life of the fence. We carry fence tools to the trade. We even stock wood, rail, and glass hardware as well. Shannon Gates has our very own patented locking system. The next time you need fencing of any sort, both commercial and private, give Shannon Gates a call at 631-392-4330. You can also visit our website at shannongatesinc.com.
All right, James.
And we're back.
We're back. Oh, Cassie's got her champagne.
Cassie.
She's atop the Four Seasons. I can't believe you didn't tell us this earlier.
That's where you live? You live at the Four Seasons? We love that place.
I do live at the Four Seasons. I feel like everybody usually everybody's like, oh my God, you moved to the Four Seasons. So I just figure everybody knows.
You manifested it because it was a dream that you wanted to have happen. That's the most important.
And it was like my secret dream.
Oh.
My old building is right behind the Four Seasons. And so the one in Denver is only about 5 years old.
Aw.
And when they first opened it, it was when I was like moving downtown, and somebody jokingly said, "Oh, like you should check out the Four Seasons." And I had no idea like what really the Four Seasons was about. But I looked it up and I was like, "Oh, clearly that's out of my price range. That is not for me." And I was okay. Like I was still happy to be downtown. I was happy to have my balcony, but I would sit on my balcony and I would look at, because my current now it's 373 square feet, looking at the mountains. And I was like, I want to live there. And so when I started doing, what I was talking about earlier with like getting clear about where's your next income, the money you want to attract, where's that going to go? And I'm like, all right, so I have this much for a house, for housing, rent or mortgage, whatever I want.
Right. And
started looking up. I'm like, all right, well, what does that get? And what came up was the Four Seasons. And I was like, oh my gosh, I can live here.
Wow.
And so one of the things I say to do is really step in the middle as much as you can at the time into your vision. And so, my next vision, it wasn't quite ready, like financially from a business perspective, but I was like, I'm doing it. And the money was like became available. I had a property that I was going to sell and use for something else. And I said, nope, that's what that's going for. And, and I just kept telling this story, when I met I always talk about like, tell the story when we talk about all the other 23 hours, tell the story you want to be true. So when I met the realtor in December, my business wasn't having a stellar month, but I said, I'm looking now. I just want to shop now because I know my business is going to be where I want it to be in March, and I'm going to want to move in April. So I want to look now. And I just kept telling that story and telling that story. And sure enough, in March, my business was where I wanted it to be, and I moved in April 1st.
Do you get room service in the Four
Seasons? That's amazing.
You do get room service. You get room service.
What?
You get access to the pool.
Oh
the
God.
spas downstairs anytime I want.
I'm coming to visit.
We have our own concierge, house car.
What?
Dude, you're a baller. You're a baller.
All right, so wait, for the people who are trying to manifest these things. All right, so the believing part, I feel like, is the hard. We have James's hand in the.
You can't see though.
Oh,
don't worry.
the camera can't see James's hand.
Talk to me.
We have our videographer's head in hand now on Cassie.
Because that's how we
go appropriately, and I don't like it. Keep your hands off her. That was funny.
Whatever works.
So anyway, how do we get into the believing part? Because I feel like that's the hardest part for people.
Yeah, it is the hardest part. And for me, like I always come back to this, I feel like, but scripting puts you in that part of naturally believing it because you're getting to experience it before you're there. And so I find that belief comes very easy. You don't have to work really hard at it or convince yourself because you just let go and start to step into that person. You know, and practice makes perfect. Like I said, with telling the story to the realtor, you know, I just kept telling her I probably saw her once a month, and I would just say, "Yep, everything's on track. Everything's on track."
So scripting isn't just about just writing it out. It's also when you're with your friends or whoever, you're also verbally saying how you want your life to be, even though it's not happening right now.
Even though it's not happening, and I tap, like I always tell my clients, like tap into what is true.
Okay.
Like my business did have momentum. That was true. I could see in 3 months how it could happen. Like all of those things were, and it was going good. It just wasn't up to the,
Right.
Four season standards.
Now you got concierge service. You got massages coming to your door.
Yeah, massages. I mean, the pool is like being on vacation every day. Like,
Wow.
Yeah.
We love it. So
you deserve it.
Cassie, for your clients, how does that work? Do you do one-on-one? Do you do Skype? Do you do phone? Do you do in person? How does that work?
So I have the Manifest 10K program, which is like my entry level, how to learn how to manifest. And then I go into a workshop, which is a group workshop. And I find that works better for my clients because they learn stuff from each other. Somebody will say, "Oh, I want this," and someone's like, "Oh, I do want that, but I didn't think to, ask for that." So I do group workshops, either virtually or live at my place at the Four Seasons.
Oh my God,
I love it. Now wait,
That's great.
your Manifest 10K, is that in person? How does that work?
Is that what I have? The book?
Yeah, do you have Manifest $10,000?
Yes, I've been reading it on my iPhone.
Yeah.
On my
So
Kindle.
then there's a program that goes with it that's all online. It's Facebook group and emails.
Oh,
and so everybody posts their assignments, I'll comment on them, give them feedback, and that's a 90-day course.
So it's an online course?
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
The Manifest 10K, but it's a book that people read, right?
It's a course that goes along with the book.
Oh, you do a course with the book.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
I'm reading the book. I love it, by the way.
Awesome.
Thank
you for getting it.
I love it. Absolutely love it. I'm a big fan of you.
Yes, of course.
I'll be calling you at midnight when I need help. I'm like, Cassie, I'm not in the Four Seasons. I'm stuck in my dark apartment. How do I get out of here? Help me. How do I script
Look,
this?
I'm at the Dark Westin. What can I do?
Yeah, I love the Westin.
I know.
That was my favorite place I ever stayed.
Really? Because
The
you
bed.
never stayed
The
at the
bed
Four
was amazing.
Seasons. If you stayed at the Four Seasons,
Well, I'm going to go visit Cassie, and then I'll stay at the Four Seasons.
There you go.
All right, so how can we, Cassie, you talk a lot about self-love, which most people have trouble, and how is that so important in manifesting?
Oh my gosh, it's so important, and it's like, it's the skill, I think asking for your dream and going for your dream is the ultimate act of self-love. Like really getting clear about what you want and giving yourself that time to manifest that. And it plays into that self-worth and believing that you deserve it. And so it takes that self-worth and that self-care and taking care of yourself and honoring yourself and also being willing to ask. Like that's a self-love act, is being willing to ask for what you want.
That's a good thing.
Because that's a really brave thing. Like most of us are trained to ask for someone else's version of success or someone else's happy life. And so I think it's a huge act of self-love to ask for exactly what you want.
I love that. Because most people have trouble
Yeah, of course.
loving themselves. All right, so I know I do.
Oh,
That's why I have Connie.
Chrissy always plays like she does, but she really doesn't. This is like all an act. I love it.
That's why I have her.
She's like the comedy relief over here.
I am.
She's full of shit.
I got class clown. I don't like to bring it up a lot.
I know.
But I got class clown high school days. I just want to throw it out there.
I can totally see that, no doubt.
Totally,
Oh
right?
my God, I love you, Cassie. Thank you. You just made my whole night. She gets me.
She does.
Not a lot of people get me.
No, a lot of people
Cassie
get you.
gets me. People, see, I like that she gets my humor.
She does.
Not a lot of people get me.
You're funny. You're funny. What can we say?
I know, but a lot of people don't get it. They think I'm
They
serious.
don't get it? Oh, man.
No,
Who
that's the
thinks
problem.
you're serious?
I don't know.
No. Get out of
James
here.
just raised his hand. You're fired. You're not our videographer anymore. All right, so a lot of people get stuck on the how, right? You see this time and time again. They did all these steps now, and now they're like, all right, they're getting frustrated. How is it going to happen? I want this huge big thing that I can't see how it's going to happen.
All right.
How do you help somebody with that?
So I have a few ways. So the first one is to really ask for, like, part of asking for that big, huge life, like, ask for something so big you don't know how to make it happen.
Okay.
Like, you can't logically come up with a way that it's going to happen.
Right.
So that naturally takes it away. I really like to have an evidence log, which is, when you track things are getting close.
That's key. I like that.
For example, last year my friend was trying to manifest a free place in Hawaii, and I got a free place in Hawaii, so that was like evidence. Most people see that as like, oh, someone else got what I wanted, but that's actually evidence that what you want is getting closer.
That's a great point.
So keep that. Keep an it's happening log. I also like that, where things that, even if they're minor, like they're things that you want in that future life are happening. And once you start paying attention to them, it's a lot easier to let go of the how, because you see that it's happening.
I love that.
And then the last tip I have for that is really, if that were to happen tomorrow, like what would you be doing today? So a lot of times if it's like, if I'm manifesting a new house, a new place to live, like when I started working on the Four Seasons, I went to work getting rid of everything that wasn't coming to the Four Seasons 4 months before I was moving to the Four Seasons. Right?
I love
I'm
it.
acting as if this is happening for
Right.
sure April 1st.
That's awesome.
I love
But
it.
I love the fact that you bring up an evidence log or it's happening log, because most people go through the motions every day and they're not paying attention. Like, oh wait, unless somebody's pointing out to them, oh wait, but this happened. Why are you not acknowledging that this happened? So that's something that's pointed in the right direction. Most people are not paying attention. Would you say?
They're not, because we can't see our own forest for the trees, right?
Right.
Like, and so, I get on the phone with clients in the past, and they're like, nothing's working, blah, blah, blah. But I knew from when they caught me up, I'm like, wait a minute, you asked for this 2 months ago, and here it is.
You're like, hello.
I'm working on this, and here it is.
Right. And then you point it out to them, and then or are they like, oh my God, you're right?
Yeah.
And you're like,
They're
hello.
"Oh,
Yeah.
So
how did I not see that?
would you suggest then every day somebody, your client, every day trying to look for some kind of evidence that's leading in the direction of what they're wanting
Definitely.
and writing it down?
Writing it down, sharing it. If you can find a buddy, I mean, that's what we do in the Manifest 10K group and my year-long group, is really, share that so that you're extra highlighting, like, hey, this happened, this is evidence. And just training your brain to look for more and more of it.
And I think, too, when you are living it, it's very easy to take things for granted.
Right.
And so when you're hiring someone to assist you, it's easier because it's easier for them to point out, hey, you just said you wanted X, Y, and Z, and you have it. And when you are, given that realization, you're like, oh, man, you're right. And then you realize the progress that you're making.
Yeah,
where I
that's
think
so true.
individually, a lot of people don't give themselves credit. So they don't give credit to the progress they're making unless you do hire someone outside themselves that's like, hey, you just did X, Y, and Z.
Right.
Hello, you should be celebrating, right?
Right, and most people do need that, I think.
Right.
The average person wouldn't, you're right.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Yeah. Give credit.
That's so perfect. One of the ways I used to get around this, I haven't done it in a while, but Wednesdays were Celebration Wednesday for me. I would go to my favorite champagne bar, have a glass of champagne.
We do that every night.
Right? Yeah.
We go to our favorite Tito's bar
every night.
If not, I would just go sit and really think about all the things I had to celebrate from the week, because it takes practice to see it in your own life, right?
Yep.
Where's their champagne bar? I'm sorry, not to get off the topic of
Just
manifesting.
like two blocks from my house.
Oh, nice.
Really?
2 blocks from the four seasons.
And I like champagne as well. I would like to attend that champagne bar. Do they
We'll
have
have to
flavored
find-
ones?
We'll have to
What's
find
going
a
on
Long
there?
Island one.
Yeah.
They have all different kinds of mixed champagne cocktails. My favorite is the chocolate cake.
What?
Ooh.
That sounds
Like,
amazing.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Connie, we gotta take a road trip.
So, Cassie, because we only have a few minutes left, you know, you gave a lot of insightful advice tonight. Tomorrow, someone wakes up. What's the first thing they can do tomorrow morning to get on the right path to manifesting
the money,
additional income, love, or whatever it may be? What's the first thing they could do tomorrow morning?
Ask themselves, what do I really want?
Okay.
And allow that answer to come.
Okay.
Because I feel like we don't ask ourselves that enough. We decide we want things, but really asking and listening, what do I really want, allows really our soul to start speaking and whispering. So you have to get quiet and listen too.
I love it. And then they should start scripting out the life that they want.
Yeah, and start scripting it. Start writing it out as if you lived it today.
Now, when you're writing it out, are you saying, I'm so happy and grateful now that all this stuff, and writing in the present tense?
I'm so happy I live at the Four Seasons. Like
yeah,
that?
like how are you?
So you're writing it in the past tense.
Oh.
So it'd be like, and I wouldn't even say, like, when I was scripting the Four Seasons, I never actually said the Four Seasons. It'd be like, I'm so grateful to live in this beautiful place. I would talk about the gym or the pool, and just keep it really loose. Like, I'm so grateful for all the amazing amenities here. I'm so happy to wake up at this beautiful view. I can see the mountains outside.
Okay.
You know, I'm so grateful for all the wonderful people who work here to make my life easier. All kinds of things like that.
And do they bring you champagne whenever you want, or do you just pick up the phone?
And they will do that.
That's awesome. I'm moving in.
I love it.
I'm moving to Denver.
Cassie, where can our viewers find you again?
You can find me at liveyourchampagnelife.com.
I love that.
Yeah.
And tell us about, so you have an upcoming, the Enchanted Future workshop in Denver.
Yeah,
right?
So that is all getting clear about everything that happens in your future life, whether it's, you know, all of it, relationships, money, income, all of that, getting super clear on that. And then I guide you through the scripting process to get super clear so that you walk out knowing your future self.
Oh my God, I
and
love
how
that.
she thinks and acts.
And you're not coming to the U.S.? You're not coming to the U.S. You're not coming to New York?
New York.
Sorry about that. I drank too many Tito's.
Didn't. No, she's focused on her best. Her bestie was only available in New Zealand, so now she's like.
I just want to point out that she's my best audience I've ever had. We're sending you a T-shirt. It's like Elvis Duran in the Morning Show. We're sending you a date night T-shirt because you deserve it. All right, so it's July 14th to the 17th, right?
Yes, it is.
All right, and then Manifest 10K, anybody could just do right online, right?
Anybody, just go to manifest10k.com and register and start manifesting money.
Yeah.
Yes. We're gonna
All right,
start.
Cassie, you're the best. Thank you
and your
so
book
much.
we get on Amazon, right?
Yep, Amazon. And it's Manifest $10,000.
Oh my God.
Nice.
All right. Cassie, we love you so much.
Thanks, Cassie.
You're awesome.
Wow.
Thank you for telling us limited beliefs don't matter. I can't wait to tell Bob Doyle. He's going to have a heart attack, the poor guy.
Thanks, Cassie. We'll see you next week, next Wednesday.
We want you back. When I manifest my 10,000, I'll have you back on.
Yes, let's do that.